Okay, so this is I'm gonna do a kind of tutorial or instructional video on how I memorize dialogue for my movies. Because spoiler alert, or hot take, or whatever phrase you want to use. Sometimes my movies are not improvised. Sometimes I painstakingly uh, write them, as is the case with my new film Couch. This is the novella version of it. This is chapter 7 of the novella. So if you don't want that movie spoiled, even though it's literally a published novella that you can read whenever you want, don't watch this video. But if you do watch this video, you will learn how I memorize dialogue. Um, so this is just my technique. It might differ from yours. I don't know. You might not have any technique. You're probably watching this because you have no technique. Here's what I do. Okay. So right now I'm just focusing on the lines and what I need to memorize in that regard. So obviously I'm not the she, I'm the he in this scene. So first couple lines, I'm just going to go through them and then I'll tell you how I memorize these. So she says, "Oh my God, that was so fucking bad." I say awful. Then she says, "And she gets a special on a fucking proper streamer." I say ridiculous. "I bet she fucked for it. She used to fuck my ex-boyfriend." When he was your ex or when he was your boyfriend? When he was my ex, or maybe both, I don't know. But yeah, I bet she fucked for it. Okay, so let's just take just this first page. The scene goes on for like 8 pages. That might seem daunting for some. But let's just bite off not more than we can chew. So memorization, if you focus on just memorizing the exact words, um, you're not going to internalize the meaning or the intent with what the word is giving, or words. So when it comes to memorization, you have to think about like what purpose the word or words are serving. So my first response to her is just the word awful. So she's saying, "Oh my God, that was so fucking bad." And I'm saying awful in agreement. Now, any word that is a synonym for bad is going to work here. So I can say terrible. I can say awful as I wrote it. But if I remember the intent of that he's agreeing with her and he's just saying another word for bad, then I'm not lost if I suddenly forget what specific word I chose for that moment. I chose awful. I could have chose any number of other synonyms for the word bad, but I chose awful. So if you only learn the words and you don't really learn like what the intent is or what I'm doing in response to what she's saying, then you miss out on being able to actually memorize something, because memorizing the words is like not all of what memorization is. Memorization, for the most part, is memorizing like what the response is, like what's the core of the response. So in that instance, the core of the response is just I'm agreeing with her and I'm saying basically the same thing as her. So that was so fucking bad. I'm saying awful. Uh, there we go. That was easy, right? This makes it so much easier just talking it through and going line by line like that. Like, what am I giving back? Um, Next line. "And she gets a special on a fucking proper streamer." By the way, I'm not like going full out with acting on this, I'm just kind of reading the words. All right. And I say ridiculous. So my first 2 lines are just like one line each, one word each. I mean, I'm saying ridiculous. So ridiculous is different because I'm I'm basically underlining what she's getting at. Like, it's ridiculous that this is taking place. So, and she gets a special on a fucking proper streamer. I'm saying ridiculous. So even though it's both these lines that I have awful and I have ridiculous, they have different purposes that they're serving. So, excuse me. Awful is serving the synonym for bad purpose, and ridiculous is I'm basically summarizing what she's saying. It's like, this is ridiculous. It's ridiculous that she got a special on fucking proper streamer. Um, next line. I bet she fucked for it. She used to fuck my ex-boyfriend. So my response to that is what kind of opens up what she said. It's a very set up, knock 'em down type thing because I'm pointing out a hole in what she said. I'm expanding upon it. You know, I'm zeroing in on something and then opening it up a bit. So I bet she fucked for it. She used to fuck my ex-boyfriend. I'm saying when he was your ex or when he was your boyfriend because it's unclear. I'm just zeroing in on the unclearness. So now, when it comes to memorization, as far as just like this first half a page or whatever, now I've internalized and I've memorized what my reactions are and why. What am I adding each time she says something? And now I've done so much better work just on that than if I just focus on like getting the exact words right. Because if you're memorizing something and you're coming of it with woodenness and with total shutdown if you forget the words, you haven't really memorized it. Memorization is internalization of why am I responding this way? What am I responding with? You know, that kind of thing. That's mostly what memorization is. I'm going to go a little bit further with it, just to kind of further explain what I'm talking about. So she says, when he was my ex, when he was my ex, or maybe both, I don't know. But yeah, I bet she fucked for it. Again, my response to this one is just like the last one where I'm zeroing in on missing information. So of what she just said, I am finding something in it that is, you know, trip up or whatever in what she said. So I say, just because she's fucked someone before makes you think she fucked to get her special. So it's following that same line as the previous line. We're like zeroing in on something. You know, there's some lapse in judgment or lapse in logic. She's over judging, or like it's just kind of like a weird bit of logic, where I'm like it's discovery basically. So I would internalize that, and use the context clues of what she said to understand what I would have to say in response. So when he was my ex, or maybe both, I don't know, but yeah, I bet she fucked for it. All I need to remember is our characters have just watched a stand-up special, and she's kind of like, in what she's saying, she's not being specific enough, basically. That's where I'm coming at it with what I'm coming at with right after. And she says, well, he wasn't just anyone. Who was he? Natural response. I don't know. All I have to do is remember that my character doesn't know yet. And would ask, who was he? That's the natural thing to ask. She asks, you don't know. You don't know? I say no. Yeah, because we're following the same line as just the last one. I don't know. If I remember that my character doesn't know, then my response to you don't know isn't going to be yes. You know? This is very basic like shit, but this really is what memorization is. Anyway, I'll keep going. Really? The comedy scene here is so gossipy. I thought everybody knew who everybody's fucked. I know who you fucked. You do? All I have to do is remember that she, that I'm surprised that she knows that. That's all I need to remember. These are very straightforward things. That's my approach to memorization, is remembering what the character knows and doesn't know, why they're responding in the way that they are. You're putting yourself in the place of the character to find the words that make sense for what's going on. That's memorization. Memorization isn't just knowing the words rote. Yes, it's that, but like you're coming at it from knowing exactly what I'm talking about here. So this has just been how to memorize script. If you just follow the logic of what I've been explaining here, you'll have a better time with it. Whether you're an actor or you're a filmmaker or whatever you want to do, this is how I memorize. I highly recommend it. Thank you for watching.